Hello everyone, let us continue our remaining portion of this chapter, Poets and Pancakes. So far we have come to know about the functioning of Gemini Studios, the different people working there, their role play, their behavior, temperaments, and at last we came to know that the legal advisor who was working as a lawyer there in Gemini Studios also had to lose his job because he was working under story department, and the boss of Gemini Studio, that is S.S. Vasan, closed down the story department. So all the poets were asked to go home, and along with them the lawyer, that is legal advisor, also had to lose his job and post from Gemini Studios. The next is Gemini Studios was the favorite haunt of poets like S.D.S. Yadgir, Sangu Subramanyam, Krishna Sastri, and Harindranath Chattopadhyay. So this was a favorite place of gossiping, having some entertainment, discussion. Haunt means a favorite place where these poets used to sit and discuss about their favorite issues. S.D.S. Yadgir was a freedom fighter and a national poet. Sangu Subramanyam, Krishna Sastri, and Harindranath Chattopadhyay, he was a poet and a playwright. सो ये सभी लोग एक साथ बैठते थे वहाँ पे, इनके लिए एक फेवरेट प्लेस था ये. इट हैड एन एक्सीलेंट मैस which supplied good coffee at all times of the day and for most part of the night. Means this studio, Gemini Studios, had an excellent mess. Mess means a place where we can have some eatables, okay, food items, cooking place, or a place where we can have our meals. So it has a good mess where a good coffee was prepared during whole day as well as night also. Those were the days when Congress rule meant prohibition, and meeting over a cup of coffee was rather satisfying entertainment. So in those days there was some restrictions in some meetings, public places by the Congress rule, and sitting over a place and to have a cup of coffee was a good entertainment at that time. Okay, people used to enjoy this kind of entertainment, that is they would sit with a cup of coffee and they would enjoy their gossiping. Barring the office boys and a couple of clerks, everybody else at the studios radiated leisure, a prerequisite for poetry. So barring the office boys and a couple of clerks means कुछ क्लर्क और ऑफिस बॉय को छोड़कर जो अपने काम में लगे रहते थे, बाकी सभी लोग स्टूडियो में वो लेजर टाइम मीन्स फ्री टाइम व्यतीत करते थे, स्पेंड करते थे. एंड इस prerequisite for poetry means this was they would prepare for the prerequisite means requirements of a poetry. So they would discuss about the poetry which was required for their plays or films. Most of them wore khadi and worshipped Gandhi, but beyond that they had not the faintest appreciation for political thought of any kind. Means the people who are working in Gemini Studios and these poets, mainly these poets and writers, they used to wear Gandhian dress, that is khadi, okay, khadi dress they would wear, but they had no interest in any kind of politics, and they would not discuss about political issues. Okay, पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में कोई डिस्कस नहीं करते थे. फेंटेस्ट एप्रिसिएशन मीन्स वो इसमें कोई इंटरेस्ट उनका नहीं था. लीस्ट appreciation they would have about politics. Naturally, they were all averse to the term communism. Why? Why they did not have any interest in politics and political thought? Because they opposed the communism. Okay, averse means dislike. They disliked communism. And in those days, communism was widespread in India. Let me tell you, Kerala, West Bengal, and most part of South India was under the effect of communism. A communist was a godless man. Okay, he had no filial or conjugal love. So ये poets communism से क्यों hate करते थे? Because communist जो लोग हैं वो godless men होते हैं. Means they did not believe in God and they don't have any affection for their own children and their life partner, that is wife. Okay, means they did not have any affection for their family, right? अपने परिवार के बारे में उनके दिल में कोई प्यार या स्नेह की भावना नहीं होती थी. He had no compunction about killing his own parents or his children. So compunction means regret, feeling of regret or hesitation. So जो कम्युनिस्ट थे उनके दिल में अपने पेरेंट्स को और अपने बच्चों को मारने में भी कोई हिचकिचाहट नहीं होती थी. ओके, दे वुड नेवर रिग्रेट of killing their own family members. He was always out to cause and spread unrest and violence among innocent and ignorant people. So the main vocation or the main that is objective of these people, that is communist, was to create unrest and violence among the innocent people. Okay, such notions which prevailed everywhere else in South India at that time also naturally floated about vaguely among the khadi-clad poets of Gemini Studios. So this was a notion, means idea. This was a common perception, common idea, common thinking about the communist in the South India in those times. Okay, so these poets also thought similarly about these communists, and that's why they hated communism. Evidence of it was soon forthcoming, means these poets hated communism, and for this evidence, proof, we are going to evidence of it was soon forthcoming, means its proof was soon going to appear in at that place. Okay, and among those poets, when Frank Buckman's moral rearmament army, some 200 strong, visited Madras sometime in 1952, they could not have found a warmer host in India than the Gemini Studios. Now the author here is telling us about the hosting of Gemini Studios for a moral rearmament army, okay, of Frank Buckman. Okay, so there were 200 people in this moral rearmament army, and they visited Madras in 1952, and they were warmly welcomed there by the Gemini Studios, and they had come there to perform some shows. Okay, someone called the group an international circus. So some people called that it was an international circus. Okay, इंटरनेशनल सर्कस का नाम दिया था लोगों ने इनको, लेकिन दे वरंट वेरी गुड ऑन द ट्रेपीज एंड देयर एक्विंटेंस विद एनिमल्स वाज ओनली एट द डिनर टेबल. सो एज यू नो दैट इन सर्कस वी फाइंड सो मेनी जिम्नास्ट एंड a variety of animals which perform different tasks there to entertain the audience. But about the people of moral rearmament army, it was said that they had no skill of gymnastic activities. Okay, they were not good at all in gymnast, and their acquaintance with trapeze means a horizontal bar is hung from the wall or from the roof, and on that the gymnast hang and they do some acrobat activities. Okay, they do some acrobatics, so that is known as trapeze. So they didn't have any skill, any idea about this kind of activities which are carried out in the circus. Also they were not familiar with the animals, and their acquaintance with animals was only at the dinner table, means they ate meat. Okay, they वर नॉन वेजिटेरियंस. जो सर्कस में जो एनिमल्स काम करते हैं उनसे उनका कोई लेना देना नहीं था, वो ओनली उनसे तभी मिलते थे कब, डिनर टेबल पे, मीन्स वो उनका मीट खाते थे. सो बट दे प्रेजेंटेड टू प्लेज इन ए मोस्ट प्रोफेशनल मैनर, बट ओके दो, सो दे प्रेजेंटेड टू मोस्ट प्रोफेशनल, टू मोस्ट famous plays, and in the best possible way. Which were those two plays? They were Jonathan Valley and The Forgotten Factor. Ran several shows in Madras, and along with the other citizens of the city, the Gemini family of 600 saw the plays over and over again. So these two shows were performed at a large scale across Madras, and in Gemini Studios also. 600 people of Gemini Studios saw this these performances, these plays several times, मीन्स जेमिनी स्टूडियो के लोगों ने जो लगभग 600 के आसपास थे, उन्होंने बार बार ये शो देखे, इतने इम्प्रेसिव शो थे और इतने सक्सेसफुल थे जो कि मोरल रियरमेंट आर्मी के द्वारा परफॉर्म किए गए थे। द मैसेज ऑफ द प्लेज वर यूजुअली प्लेन एंड सिंपल होमलीज। ओके, सो इसका जो मैसेज थे इन दोनों प्लेज के वो बहुत ही सिंपल लेक्चर में फॉर्मेट में थे, सिंपल सरमन्स थे, बट द सेट्स एंड कॉस्ट्यूम्स वर फर्स्ट रेट। ओके, सो जो उनके जो डायलॉग्स थे, जो सरमन्स थे, जो लेक्चर थे, वो इतने हाई लेवल के नहीं थे, बट उनका जो कॉस्ट्यूम्स मीन्स ड्रेसेस, उनका जो गेटअप था दैट वाज ऑफ फर्स्ट रेट, इट वाज हाईली रैंक्ड। एंड Madras and the Tamil community were terribly impressed, and for some years almost all Tamil plays had a scene of sunrise and sunset in the manner of Jonathan Valley with a bare stage, a white background curtain and a tune played on the flute. So people of Madras were so impressed by their performance that they adopted the same way of performing the plays or doing the stage shows. So they performed the scene of sunrise and sunset, which was performed by the Moral Rearmament Army, and the stage was bare, means nothing was bare means empty stage. Stage would remain empty, a white background curtain would be hanged there, put on place there, and a tune would be played on the flute. This was the normal creation or the normal performance which was copied by the from the Moral Rearmament Army. It was some years later that I learnt that the MRA was a kind of counter movement to international communism, and the big bosses of the Madras like Mr. Vasan simply played into their hands. So बहुत दिनों के बाद ये पता चला कि जो MRA थी वो एक कम्युनिज्म के खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़ने वाली, उसके अगेंस्ट जो है परफॉर्म कर रही थी वहाँ पे। ओके, दिस वाज स्प्रेडिंग ए काइंड ऑफ मैसेज अगेंस्ट कम्युनिज्म in the people, and this was brought to the notice of the author as well as Mr. Vasan quite late, and it appeared as if the boss Mr. Vasan played into their hands, means he was betrayed by them, he was taken benefit of by the Moral Rearmament Army. Maybe अगर मिस्टर वासन को पता होता कि ये काउंटर कम्युनिज्म परफॉर्मेंस देने वाले हैं तो वो उनको वहाँ पे होस्ट नहीं करते, मे बी। आई एम नॉट श्योर हाउएवर दैट टाइम वाज इंडीड द केस, दैट दिस वाज इंडीड द केस फॉर द unchangeable aspects of these big bosses, and the enterprises remained the same, MRA or no MRA. So here author says that I don't know what happened actually, इसका कुछ फर्क पड़ता है नहीं पड़ता, बट MRA इट वाज मोरल रियरमेंट आर्मी और इट वाज नॉट, इससे जो उनके जो प्रोफेशन था, जो बिजनेस था हमारे बॉस का SS वासन के, उसके ऊपर उसका कोई भी इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ, कोई भी इफेक्ट उसके ऊपर नहीं पड़ा। ओके, इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिज्म, हमारे इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिज्म और नो इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिज्म, सो वेदर इट वाज इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिज्म और इट वाज अगेंस्ट इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिज्म, देयर बिजनेस वाज हार्डली अफेक्टेड बाय द MRA। अगर उनको पहले पता होता तो भी इससे कोई खास फर्क उनके ऊपर नहीं पड़ने वाला था। द स्टाफ ऑफ जेमिनी स्टूडियोज हैड ए नाइस टाइम होस्टिंग 200 पीपल ऑफ ऑल ह्यूज एंड साइजेस ऑफ एटलीस्ट 20 नेशनलिटीज। सो जेमिनी स्टूडियोज के जो स्टाफ था उनको अच्छा लगा, दे इंजॉयड दिस टाइम बिकॉज दे hosted almost 200 people from 20 countries. They were from across the 20 countries and of different complexion. Their face color, their look was different, and their body size, you can say, their stature was of different sizes. It was such a change from the usual collection of crowd players waiting to be slapped with the thick layers of makeup by the office boy in the makeup department. So it was one kind of change from a usual work. Okay, office boy का काम क्या था, वो बहुत सारे जो क्राउड प्लेयर्स थे उनका मेकअप करते थे और उससे उनको एक चेंज मिला है। ओके, बाय द मोरल रियरमेंट आर्मी, कि उनको ये मेकअप वगैरह नहीं करना पड़ा और उससे उनको जो 200 लोग थे उनको होस्ट करने का जो मौका मिला, सो by that they could have some feeling of change about their profession, that is day to day life, usual work. A few months later, the telephone lines of the big bosses of Madras buzzed, and once again, we at Gemini Studios cleared a whole shooting stage to welcome another visitor. So, after some months, a telephone call was received by the boss of Gemini Studios. Okay, and this time a message was received that somebody was coming from England, and to shoot his show, the stage was cleared. Okay, and he was going to be another visitor. All they said was that he was a poet from England, and nothing was told to us. Okay, as the staff of the Gemini Studios, we were not given the details about the visitor, who he was. They told us that he was a poet from England. The only poets from England the simple Gemini staff knew or heard of were Wordsworth and Tennyson. The more literate ones knew of Keats, Shelley and Byron, and one or two might have faintly come to know of someone by the name Eliot. So जब इनको पता चला कि कोई पोएट आ रहा है इंग्लैंड से, तो इनको जेमिनी स्टूडियो के लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा इंग्लैंड के पोइट्स के बारे में पता नहीं। वो कुछ जानते थे ओनली वर्ड्सवर्थ के बारे में, टेनिसन के बारे में। कुछ ज़्यादा लिटरेट थे, पढ़े लिखे थे, वो जानते थे कीट्स के बारे में, शैली और बायरन को जानते थे। बस ये कुछ 2-4 लोग थे जिनके नाम वो जानते थे। एंड 1 या 2 लोग ऐसे भी थे जेमिनी स्टूडियो में जो थोड़ा बहुत जानते थे कीट्स के बारे में भी। ओके, इलियट के बारे में, टी.एस. इलियट, जो कि एक फेमस क्रिटिक रहे हैं इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के। सो who was the poet visiting the Gemini Studios now? So they were quite surprised, or they were quite curious to know about the poet this time who was visiting Gemini Studios. जानने की इच्छुक थे कि इस बार कौन आ रहा है। इन सब कुछ जानते हैं, लेकिन इनके अलावा कौन हो सकता है। ओके, ही इज नॉट ए पोएट, ही इज एन एडिटर। बट वो पोएट नहीं है, वो एक एडिटर हैं। That is why the boss is giving him a big reception, and कोई भी पोएट इस तरह का रिसेप्शन कभी नहीं पाता है जेमिनी स्टूडियो में। That's why because he is an editor, that's why boss is trying to give him a big reception with a pomp and show. Vasan was also the editor of the popular Tamil weekly Ananda Vekatan. Okay, so because S.S. Vasan was also the editor of a popular Tamil weekly, एक वीकली, एक वहाँ का जो मैगजीन था उसका पब्लिकेशन होता था, that was Ananda Vikatan. Okay, so as an editor he wanted to give a big reception to the editor from England who was coming there. His name was not yet disclosed among the staff of the Gemini Studio. He wasn't the editor of any of the known names of British publications in Madras, that is those known of the Gemini Studios. So Gemini Studios के लोग जानते थे कुछ की ब्रिटिश पब्लिकेशंस, मैड्रास में भी कुछ ब्रिटिश पब्लिकेशंस होती हैं, ब्रिटिश के न्यूज़पेपर और मैगजीन्स पब्लिश होते हैं, बट ही वाज नॉट द एडिटर ऑफ दोज पब्लिकेशंस। ओके, इनको ये तो पता था कि पब्लिकेशन जो मद्रास में होती हैं ब्रिटेन की, उनके किसी का भी वो एडिटर नहीं है जो यहाँ पे आ रहा है। सिंस द टॉप मैन ऑफ द हिंदू वर taking the initiative, the surmise was that the poet was the editor of a daily. So the Hindu newspaper was taking all the initiatives. They were leading this preparation for his welcome. So people came to know, or they thought that surmise means thinking about. They thought that he was obviously the editor of a daily, means he was an editor of a newspaper. Daily means a newspaper which is published on daily basis, but not from the Manchester Guardian or the London Times. But he is not the editor of either Manchester Guardian or London Times. These were the 2 newspapers being published in Chennai. That was all that even the most well informed among us knew. So हम इस जो सबसे ज़्यादा जानता था उसको भी इतना ही पता था कि जो आने वाले जो विजिटर हैं वो मैनचेस्टर गार्जियन और लंदन टाइम्स के एडिटर भी नहीं हैं, तो फिर हैं कौन वो? दिस वॉज द मिस्ट्री देयर। एट लास्ट अराउंड 4 in the afternoon the poet or the editor arrived. So this gentleman arrived from Britain in Gemini Studios. He was a tall man, very English, means he was looking English. His face was looking just like an Englishman, just like their complexion, their face color. Okay, we can identify who is a Britisher, who is an Indian, who is a South African. Okay, we can identify. So very serious and of course very unknown to all of us. He was serious and he was unknown to us, means none of us knew him by his face and by his name also. We were seeing him first time. Battling with half a dozen pedestal fans on the shooting stage, the boss read out a long speech. So pedestal fans means the table fans generally, which are put on the stand for temporary basis, and they were in a big number there on the stage, and boss SS Vasan started giving him his speech. Okay, he started delivering his speech to welcome the visitor. That is editor. It was obvious that he too knew precious little about the poet or the editor. So इससे ये भी क्लियर हो गया था कि जो SS वासन है वो भी उनके बारे में बहुत कम जानते थे जो वहाँ पे एडिटर आए हैं. द स्पीच वॉज ऑल इन द मोस्ट जनरल टर्म्स बट हियर एंड देयर इट वॉज पेपर्ड विद वर्ड्स लाइक फ्रीडम एंड डेमोक्रेसी. पेपर्ड मीन्स स्पाइस्ड और फ्रीक्वेंट यूज. सो स्पीच जो SS वासन की थी वो सिंपल थी, लेकिन उसमें मैक्सिमम जो है वर्ड्स फ्रीडम और डेमोक्रेसी की वर्ड्स का ज़्यादा यूज हुआ था, बार बार यूज कर रहे थे. देन द पोएट स्पोक. Thereafter, poet means that editor who has come there. He started speaking. He couldn't have addressed a more dazed and silent audience. Before that, he had never addressed such stunned or dazed means surprised people who were stunted looking at him. Means सब लोग हैरान थे उसको देख के, और उससे पहले उसने भी कभी ऐसे ऑडियंस को नहीं एड्रेस किया होगा. It was thought. No one knew what he was talking about and his accent defeated any attempt to understand what he was saying. So no one knew what he was talking means he was speaking in English, and obviously the accent means the way of pronunciation of English people is different from that of ours. Okay, so it was beyond the perception, beyond the understanding of the people or the audience who were listening to him there, right? What he was saying, it was not understood by most of the people there. Okay, किसी को समझ नहीं आ रहा था क्या बोल रहे थे. The whole thing lasted about an hour. Then the poet left and we all dispersed in utter bafflement. Okay, so his lecture went on for almost 1 hour. Thereafter, all of us dispersed means we all got scattered from there. The crowd broke off and all were under bafflement means all were bewildered, confused. Okay, कि उसने क्या बोला है वहाँ पे, किसी को समझ नहीं आया, सब कुछ हैरान थे और वहाँ से निकल गए. What are we doing? What is an English poet doing in a film studio which makes Tamil films for the simplest sort of people? So this was the question कि जेमिनी स्टूडियोज जो बहुत सिंपल लोग मद्रास के हैं उनके लिए फिल्म बनाने का एक अड्डा है, वहाँ पे एक इंग्लिश पोएट का क्या काम, वो किस लिए आया है? दिस वाज द क्वेश्चन गोइंग ऑन इन द माइंड ऑफ द पीपल whose lives least afforded them the possibility of cultivating a taste for English poetry. ऐसे लोग जो हार्डली इंग्लिश पोएट्री के बारे में कोई टेस्ट रखते हैं, उनका कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं होता है, उनके बीच में आके इंग्लिश पोएट का बोलने का क्या मीनिंग है? द पोएट लुक्ड प्रेटी बैफल्ड टू, and the poet was also confused that what he was trying to make the understand to audience. Okay, because the audience were quite baffled, they were bewildered, they were in a bizarre situation, for he too must have felt the sheer incongruity. Okay, sheer incongruity means qualities in conflict with one another of his talk about the thrills and travails of an English poet. Thrills and travails, feeling of great excitement, means what he was telling about his feelings and excitement as an English poet, and it was in no relevance with the taste of the people of that locality. So he was also confused by seeing that situation. His visit remained an unexplained mystery, means who he was, what his name was, what for he came there, it all remained a mystery. It remained a mystery. No one knew about his objective behind coming there. The great prose writers of the world may not admit it, but my conviction grows stronger day by day that prose writing is not and cannot be the true pursuit of a genius. Okay, so here the author says that many of the प्रोज राइटर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड मे नॉट एडमिट, बहुत सारे जो प्रोज राइटर्स हैं वो इस बात से भले ही सहमत ना हों, लेकिन ये मेरा मानना है कि प्रोज राइटिंग जो है दैट इज एक जीनियस का ये एक काम नहीं हो सकता। परस्यूट मीन्स इंटरेस्ट और प्रोफेशन, ओके। सो वो एक उसका एक जीनियस का, एक गुड पर्सन का एक ये प्रोफेशन नहीं हो सकता, ओके। हॉबी, यू कैन से हॉबी, परस्यूट मीन्स हॉबी। और इट इज फॉर द पेशेंट परसिस्टेंट परसिविंग ड्रज विद ए हार्ट सो श्रंकन दैट नथिंग कैन ब्रेक इट, मीन्स ये तो उन लोगों का काम है जो बहुत ही पेशेंट, धैर्य रखने वाले हैं, परसिस्टेंट हैं, मीन्स दे आर consistent about their work, okay, and persevering means they are determined, drudge with a heart, drudge means they are hardworking, only they can take up the writing work, they can take up the work of prose writing, okay। and वो जिनका हार्ट भी इस तरह सिकुड़ जाता है, हार्ट सो श्रंकन दैट नथिंग कैन, कि उसको कोई इफेक्ट नहीं, उसके ऊपर कोई असर नहीं पड़ता किसी भी सिचुएशन का, राइट। सो दिस वाज बीइंग सेड बाय द author. So bracket, rejection slips don't mean a thing to him. So Ashokamitran says that rejection slips don't mean a thing to him. If his work is rejected, if his work is not accepted or not liked by people, then also he is immovable or he cannot be affected, okay। his thoughts, his determination cannot be derailed. That kind of person can write the prose. He at once said means he is trying to say about himself, he is trying to say that अशोकामित्रन अपने आप में एक बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और सबकी बस की बात नहीं है, ओके। Then he at once sets about making a fresh copy of long prose piece and sends it on to another editor enclosing postage for the return of the manuscript. So a writer, what does a writer performs? A writer, a prose writer writes his story, makes the hard copy, fresh copy of a long prose piece, and thereafter उसके ऊपर postage stamp लगा के रिटर्न करने के लिए उसको वो भेजता है एडिटर के पास में, ओके। दिस इज व्हाट डन बाय एन ए प्रोज राइटर, एंड अशोकामित्रन भी यही करते हैं यहाँ पे। इट वॉज फॉर सच पीपल दैट द हिंदू हैड पब्लिश्ड ए टाइनी अनाउंसमेंट इन एन इनसिग्निफिकेंट कॉर्नर ऑफ एन अनइम्पोर्टेंट पेज। सो इसी तरह की जो प्रोज राइटर्स हैं उनके लिए एक बार दी हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर ने अपने एक स्मॉल से कॉर्नर में, एक पेपर के कॉर्नर में एक एडवर्टीजमेंट पब्लिश की for these prose writers. And what was that about? A short story contest organized by a British periodical by the name of The Encounter. So the advertisement was about the announcement of or about the organization of a short story contest. एक short story contest होने वाला था और ब्रिटिश पीरियडिकल इसको करवाने वाली थी ऑर्गेनाइज, और इसका टाइटल था द इनकाउंटर, ओके। सो दिस वाज पब्लिश्ड इन द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एंड अशोकामित्रन केम टू नो अबाउट दिस। ऑफ कोर्स द इनकाउंटर वाजंट ए नॉन कम्युनिटी अमंग द जेमिनी लिटरेटी। सो जो जेमिनी स्टूडियो के जो राइटर्स थे, लिटरेरी पर्सन थे, उनको द इनकाउंटर के बारे में कुछ ज़्यादा आइडिया नहीं था, उन्होंने कभी उसके बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं सुना था, ओके। ही वांटेड टू गेट एन आइडिया ऑफ द पीरियडिकल बिफोर आई स्पेंट ए कंसिडरेबल सम इन पोस्टेज सेंडिंग ए मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट टू इंग्लैंड। सो ऑथर बोलते हैं अशोकामित्रन यहाँ पे कि मैं भी इंग्लैंड में इसके एडिटर के पास में अपने मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट, जो हैंड रिटन जो अपनी स्टोरी है, उसको भेजने से पहले मैं इसके बारे में अच्छी तरह जान लेना चाहता था कि व्हाट इज दिस पब्लिक दैट इज एडवर्टीजमेंट अबाउट, दैट इज द इनकाउंटर। ब्रिटिश पीरियडिकल का जो द इनकाउंटर स्टोरी, शॉर्ट स्टोरी कंटेस्ट होने वाला है, उसके बारे में वो पहले जान लेना चाहते थे, इससे पहले कि उसके ऊपर पैसे खर्च करते और उसको एडिटर के पास भेजते। सो वो एडिटर थे, राइटर थे, ओके। और राइटर का काम होता है कि अपनी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट लिखना और एडिटर के पास भेजना, वो उसको अप्रूव करता है नहीं करता है, इट इज अप टू द एडिटर। इन दोज डेज द ब्रिटिश काउंसिल लाइब्रेरी हैड एन इंटरेस्ट विद नो लॉन्ग Winded signboards and notices to make you feel you were sneaking into a forbidden area. Sneaking means entering stealthily, means चोरी छुपे से कहीं एंट्री करना. ओके, एंड वाइंडेड साइनबोर्ड्स मीन्स बिग साइन बोर्ड्स इंडिकेशन. सो उसमें ब्रिटिश काउंसिल लाइब्रेरी के बहुत बड़े साइन बोर्ड्स नहीं थे जो आपको ऐसा महसूस करवाते कि आप किसी फॉरबिडन प्लेस, रेस्ट्रिक्टेड प्लेस में एंट्री कर रहे हैं चोरी छिपे से. ओके, इट वॉज ए कॉमन प्लेस. इट मीन्स and there were copies of encounter lying about in various degrees of freshness. Means there were so many copies of the encounter were lying almost untouched by readers. Means ये फ्रेश कॉपीज थी, किसी ने अभी तक इनको छुआ भी नहीं था. When I read the editor's name, I heard a bell ringing in my shrunken heart. So the poet became quite happy knowing after knowing the name of the editor. I heard a bell ringing. Okay, it was the poet who had visited the Gemini studios. So now Ashokamitra came to know that the editor of this encounter, the encounter was the person who visited the Gemini studios, whose name was not known to the workers of Gemini studio. Okay, now he has come to know about his name because he is the editor of the encounter. जो जेमिनी स्टूडियो में आए थे वही द इनकाउंटर के एडिटर हैं. लेट अस कम टू नो हु ही वाज. इट वाज द पोएट हु हैड विजिटेड जेमिनी स्टूडियोज. ओके, आई फेल्ट लाइक आई हैड फाउंड ए लॉन्ग लॉस्ट ब्रदर एंड आई सैंग एज आई सील्ड द एनवेलप एंड रोट आउट हिज एड्रेस. मीन्स ये पता चलता ही अशोकामित्र ने अपनी जो मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट थी उसको एनवेलप में डाला और उसके ऊपर उसका एड्रेस लिख दिया एडिटर का. ओके, सो अब उनको कोई डाउट नहीं रहा द इनकाउंटर के एडिटर के बारे में. I felt that he too would be singing the same song at the same time. So इनको एक बड़ा अच्छा लगा और इनको लगा कि इनके जो फ्रेंड हैं जिनको ये एडिटर, जिनको ये अपनी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट भेज रहे हैं, वो भी ऐसा ही फील करेंगे. He will also feel happy about knowing me. Long lost brothers of Indian film discover each other by singing the same song in the first reel and in the final reel of the film. So they will feel quite happy about each other because they are just like brothers to each other. Means they were it means they were known to each other. And who was that? Stephen Spender. Stephen, that was his name. His name was Stephen Spender. जो जेमिनी स्टूडियो में आए थे, लंबी स्पीच देके गए थे जो किसी को समझ में नहीं आई थी, वो थे स्टीफन स्पेंडर. और स्टीफन स्पेंडर आपको पता है वो सोशल इंजस्टिस और क्लास इनइक्वलिटीज के बारे में लिखते हैं. एंड देयर इज वन पोएम इन आवर सिलेबस that is an elementary school classroom in a slum that has been composed by Stephen Spender. I have already taught it to you. And years later when I was out of Gemini Studios and I had much time but not much money. So now Ashokamitran has left Gemini Studios. Okay, उनकी जॉब भी वहीं से छूट गई है और अब उनके पास टाइम तो बहुत है लेकिन पैसे नहीं है because he has left his job. Anything at a reduced price attracted my attention. He means to say that कोई भी चीज़ सस्ते में मिलती तो उसकी तरफ मेरा ध्यान आकर्षित हो जाता था. On the footpath in front of the Madras Mount Road post office there was a pile of brand new books of 50 paise each. So he saw that there a mound of books was lying. means बहुत सारा एक बुक्स का ढेर पड़ा हुआ है और उसके जो प्राइस था हर बुक का उसका था 50 पैसे. और मैड्रास माउंट रोड पोस्ट ऑफिस वहाँ पे ये सब बुक्स का जो ढेर है वो पड़ा हुआ था. एक्चुअली दे वर कॉपीज ऑफ द सेम बुक, एन एलिगेंट पेपर बुक ऑफ अमेरिकन ओरिजिन. मीन्स सभी बुक्स एक ही बुक की कॉपी थी. मीन्स ओके, एक ही बुक थी बट उसकी बहुत सारी कॉपीज वहाँ पड़ी हुई थी. एंड इसका एलिगेंट पेपर बैग मीन्स शाइनी पेपर बैग था. अमेरिकन ओरिजिन से अमेरिकन ओरिजिन की ये बुक थी, वहाँ से छपी हुई थी. स्पेशल लो प्राइस स्टूडेंट एडिशन. मीन्स इसका जो प्राइस था वो बहुत कम था बिकॉज इट वॉज ए स्टूडेंट एडिशन इन कनेक्शन विद द 50th एनिवर्सरी ऑफ द रशियन रिवोल्यूशन. और ये बुक रशियन रिवोल्यूशन के 50 ईयर्स पूरे हो गए थे उसके उपलक्ष्य में ये टू कमेमोरेट दैट पीरियड इट वॉज लॉन्च्ड. ओके, आई पेड 50 पैसे एंड पिक्ड अप ए कॉपी ऑफ द बुक. He purchased one of those books, The God That Failed. और बुक का टाइटल था The God That Failed. Very important. 6 eminent men of letters in 6 separate essays described their journeys into communism and their disillusioned return. So this book was titled as The God That Failed and this was written by 6 persons and they wrote 6 essays, one each. Okay, 6 essays थे इसमें और 6 persons के द्वारा लिखे गए थे. And they described इन दिस बुक अबाउट द जर्नी इन टू कम्युनिज्म, कि कम्युनिज्म में कैसे, एंड देयर डिसइल्यूजन्ड रिटर्न, कि कैसे बिना भ्रम के वो बाहर आए, मीन्स दे न्यू अबाउट कम्युनिज्म, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग एंड व्हाट इज राइट अबाउट कम्युनिज्म. एंड्रे गिडे, रिचर्ड राइट and Ignazio Silone, Arthur Koestler, Louis Fischer and Stephen Spender. These are all the names. There is some description given about them. You can go through it. Stephen Spender, suddenly the book assumed tremendous. So जैसे ही स्टीफन स्पेंडर का नाम अशोकामित्र ने पढ़ा तो उनके दिमाग में एक मीन्स ए ट्रेमेंडस, ए सडन, ए ट्रेमेंडस सिग्निफिकेंस, ह्यूज इंपॉर्टेंस उनके दिमाग में एक बन गई, सिग्निफिकेंट हो गई. इट बिकेम ए रिमार्केबल वन. स्टीफन स्पेंडर द पोएट हु हैड विजिटेड जेमिनी स्टूडियोज, इन ए मोमेंट आई फेल्ट ए डार्क चैम्बर ऑफ माई माइंड लिट अप बाई ए हेजी इल्यूमिनेशन. मीन्स अभी जैसे ही उन्होंने स्टीफन स्पेंडर का नाम पढ़ा उस पर, सो उनके दिमाग में एक जो अंधेरा छाया हुआ था उनके दिलो दिमाग में, तो कहता है उसमें एक उसका अंधकार दूर चला गया. मीन्स दैट गॉट इल्यूमिनेटेड, ही बिकेम हैप्पी to crack that mystery. जो मिस्ट्री थी उनके नाम के बारे में वो उनकी अभी सोल्व हो गई. The reaction to Stephen Spender at Gemini Studios was no longer a mystery. So this was no longer a mystery. Everybody came to know that he was Stephen Spender who delivered a long speech in English and which was not understood by any of the Gemini Studio persons. Okay, the boss of the Gemini Studios may not have much to do with Stephen's poetry, but not with his God that failed. Yes. But the boss, that is S.S. Watson, has hardly to do anything with his poetry and his book, that is God, the God that failed. Okay, the God that failed. So S.S. Watson को इन सब चीज़ों में कोई लेना था, वो उनकी पोइट्री कैसी थी या उनकी बुक कैसी है, उनको इससे कोई भी लेना देना नहीं था. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस चैप्टर. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, I think you have understood it well because I have tried my level best. I tried to use or the fetch some local words also, local language also, or mother tongue also, because my ultimate aim is to make you understand about what I are trying to teach you. Okay, thank you, have a nice day. Go through the questions at your own